Welcome back, Lion Nation, to the very first episode of the year. I'm your host, Karika Huygen.
And Jalen McCoy.
We've had some new changes this year at CHS, and one of the most exciting is that we have had an all-new set of principals this year.
We had the opportunity to sit down with each and every one of them for a chance to get to know them better.
Crowley, and I'm here with
Miss Sonia Kathy.
So today we're going to be asking you a couple questions. Is that okay with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so for the first question, we're going to be asking, what school did you come from and how long were you there?
I've been a principal at Hampshire Unit School for the past 8 years and decided to have a little change in my life and decided to come up here and work with the students at Central High School.
What made you want to be a principal at Columbia Central High School?
I really want to make a difference in students' lives, and so that's why I came up here.
What's your goal to make Columbia Central a better school?
Develop relationships with students and develop relationships with teachers that will be able to support students as well, and to make sure that all students know what they want to do after high school, whether it's trade school, college, going to the workforce, going into the military. I want to help them get there.
That's really good. And can you inform us with 3 fun facts about yourself?
Okay, let's see if I can remember. I don't remember. Darn it. Oh, yeah. I like hunting. I like fishing. And when I was in high school, I scored over 1,000 points.
That's really good.
In basketball.
That's really good. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to answer a couple questions for us.
Thank you for coming in and meeting me. And I love this group.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Kirk, and I'm here with
Dr. Norman.
Hey, Dr. Norman. What made you take the principal position over being a teacher?
Well, I enjoyed being a teacher for the first 12 years or so of my career, and honestly, I just wanted to have a larger impact. I've always enjoyed dealing with students one-on-one, but I believe that I could have a larger effect on trying to spread that love and positivity towards all kids beyond just one classroom.
Being new to some people, what would you like them to know about you?
I think just in general, people think admin are here to get onto them or chase them down. But really, in this position, I believe I can have, a lot of positive effect on kids still. I only get on to you because I love you and I want you to succeed and do well. So I'd like them to know that I still care about them, even though it may seem like I'm just constantly chasing them down, getting, follow the rules. But really, it's just trying to help the school run the best it can and then support the kids who need them. If you ever deal with me one-on-one, you'll see I'm kind and caring. And really, it just comes down from a place of love for all my students.
What would you say that the difference between Central 2 years ago and Central now is?
So you have almost a completely different staff, it feels like. I'd say we probably lost at least half of our staff since then. So naturally, there's going to be some differences in the classrooms and teachers. But in general, just as we've gotten out of COVID, we get to deal more in the classroom. So students are adjusting that, teachers are adjusting. I feel like we're finally coming back to what it was like before COVID. So for us as your admin, we really are looking at a lot of people recovering from kind of the social and emotional issues that COVID has created and just trying to help people get back to that sense of normalcy.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
Just that I love this school and love all the kids here. That's about it.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Today I was going to ask you a couple questions just to see, how you're adapting. How do you like Central so far?
Love it. I think it's fantastic. I think the potential is, I think it's already a pretty amazing place. Just needs to kind of iron out a few things in order to get a little smoother, and then we are on our way to greatness.
Have you seen a change in behavior since the first day?
Well, I don't really have any thing to compare it to, but what I'm hearing from the students and the teachers and the parents is that there's been a drastic change in the overall environment of the school.
What are your plans for the direction of the school?
My plans for the direction is to be more transparent so students understand that, oftentimes it appears like it's the adults against the kids. And I don't want that. I want students to realize they have a lot of advocates here in the building, a lot of people that care about them, that want to see them propel their futures towards greatness, and just transcend what it means to be a great high school, because most high schools don't think like that. And I want our high school to think like that.
Okay, we're going to venture off a little bit. So we want to ask you about some questions about the military, if that was okay.
Fine.
Okay. So what did you serve in the military?
I served in the United States Marine Corps.
And how did you know that's what you wanted to do?
Well, I didn't know that's what I wanted to do. When I was in high school, I didn't have anybody to direct me to any other place. I was not prepared coming out of high school to go to college. And I remember that very, very vividly, because that's why I act and behave the way I behave now as a principal, is I don't want anybody in this building to ever just overlook a student. I played football at a pretty high level, and if I did well, then I was really pulled me aside and told me about my potential and those kind of things. So my expectation is that every student in this building has those kind of conversations with a lot of adults, so they feel like they can make choices. I joined the military because I had to. It wasn't because I wanted to. I'm very glad that I did. I love it. I'm a Marine every day, all day, but it wasn't part of my plan, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then our last question, just, something about you. What's your favorite hobby?
My favorite hobby, of course, I love hanging out with my family. I don't guess it's a hobby. My favorite hobby is working out. I like to work out and stay fit. It just gives me energy, and I'm pretty passionate about it. I like to, put in the work that most people aren't putting in.
And that concludes today's interview. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Jazari out.
Hello, my name is Corian Jameson. Welcome back to another Broadcasting 2 video. Today we will be interviewing Miss Curry, one of the principals of Columbia Central High School. Let's get into this video. Good afternoon. My name is Corian Jameson. I'm here with...
I'm Miss Curry.
Hey, Miss Curry. How's your afternoon going?
So far, so good. It's been a busy day.
How do you feel about working with new administrators?
I'm really excited. The team we've assembled really works well together. We all have different strengths that complement one another, and everybody's getting along great, and we're all super excited about watching the school year unfold.
What made you become a staff for Columbia Central? Because I knew that you were a teacher at E.A. Cox when I went to school at E.A. Cox.
Well, I have two children here, a senior and a freshman, and it was exciting for me to be in the same building with them. Plus, I know a lot of the staff members from having been a parent in the staff, so it's nice to just be here and be part of a school that has an amazing reputation and be part of something that is fantastic.
How would you say the first week, the first 3 days was for you?
Things were really busy. Like, we're all trying to learn what our new jobs are of the admin team. All 5 of us are either brand new administrators or brand new to the building. Some are brand new administrators who are brand new to the building. That'd be me. And it's just a lot to learn all at once. So it's very hectic. It's great being in the hallways and lunch and things with the students and getting to know them, but it's definitely a change that I'm having to adjust to.
And that's all I have for you today in today's interview, and I hope you have a nice night and see you tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Corian. This year we had quite the season for fall sports. On to Savannah and Naya for this year's fall sports roundup.
Hi, I'm Anaya, and I'm here with Coach Gilbert. How long have you been a volleyball coach?
This is my 5th year.
And what's your biggest takeaway from this season?
Biggest takeaway was just, we won a lot of games, we lost some games, but it's just all about taking the wins and then learning from the losses. So our biggest takeaway is just to learn from the season, grow to where we can just be as productive as we can be next season.
And what's some things you would like to improve on for next season?
Probably serve, receive, and just kind of back row. Both are kind of within each other, but really just serve, receive in our back row. Everything else has been great so far. So,
thank you.
Thanks, Anaya and Savaya, and congratulations to Savaya Morgan on being ranked number 6 in the country for high school softball. Next up, Hunter Beasley spoke with Dr. Teep.
I'm Hunter Beasley, and I'm interviewing Dr. Teep. What issues do you see freshmen struggle with in high school?
I think the biggest struggle freshmen have are learning the new building. Coming from middle school, the building's a lot smaller. So not only are they learning to read a schedule and figure out how many courses they need to take to graduate, but they're also having to learn how to navigate this huge building. So I think that's probably the biggest struggle that most freshmen have.
Why do you choose to help them through this struggle?
I remember as a middle school teacher, a lot of my 8th grade students would talk to me about their fears of coming into high school. So since I was able to build those relationships with middle schoolers, I really wanted to work with freshmen so I could help them get through those struggles, but also set them up on a plan to be successful by the time that they graduate.
How long do you think you'll help in the administrating business?
I'm hoping to be an administrator for at least 10 years. I do hope to one day be a superintendent, so long term, I want to stay in education.
Okay, and do you think that freshmen's they have the hardest time out of all the years, like the 4 years that you go here? Do you think they have the hardest time?
Well, this is my first year in high school, so I'm still learning, but I would say in the beginning it's the hardest for freshmen because they're learning to navigate. But I think after freshman year, it probably gets a little bit easier.
Okay, thank you.
This week, our Culinary Arts program hosted a county-wide event. Ella Tate was on site to report.
Good morning, Lions. I'm Ella Tate, and today we're here at CHS with the Culinary Department, and they have set up a principal's breakfast for all Murray County schools. All right, so now we're here with Miss Bernie, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the culinary this morning.
Okay, Dr. Steele asked us about a month and a half ago to put together a buffet for his principals meeting. Today is the day, and we're presenting it. Everybody's been working really hard, preparing, practicing, and taste testing all the recipes that we're using, and now then everybody else gets to try them out.
We talked to Dr. Steele, who had this to say about the event.
Yeah, so we had this concept of having our principal meeting here at Central to really highlight how amazing our staff and our students are here at Central. Our ROTC students took it to the next level. They were dressed in their alphas, and they looked fantastic with the parking and with the escorting. And I thought about feeding the principals and the district administration, and our culinary students came and got a menu, but then they took it to the next level. They had more things on the menu than I anticipated. It was fantastic.
According to Junior Anisha Frierson, the skills students are learning in Culinary Arts helps prepare them for life after school.
The Culinary Arts program is a really good necessity, especially for high schoolers, since we're about to leave for college and everything else. It's really good to know, at least know how to cook or make something of your own. It can be anything from pies, biscuits, pastas, anything like that. You can learn here and hopefully keep that life skill with you onto the future.
And now we go to Kamaria Stevenson for a CHS PrideTV special report.
Last week, Mike Wolfe, creator and the host of long-running reality show American Pickers, came to Columbia Central High School and talked to students in the broadcasting department. Mr. Wolfe was kind enough to sit down with PrideTV for an exclusive interview. My name is Kamaria Stevenson, and I'm here with
Mike Wolfe from American Pickers.
Thank you so much for coming and talking to us today. I have some questions for you as well. What is something you wish you knew about the TV industry when you were my age?
Oh my gosh, that's kind of a loaded question. I think one of the things that I wish I would have known was how people approach things from a corporate level. Like my idea, the way it formed, and the honesty and the sincerity of it was being challenged constantly by the network in regards to what they wanted it to look like. And so, I didn't realize it would be such a back and forth tug of war in regards to the content, meaning, when they bought it, I thought it would be very simple and they would just let me do my thing and I could do whatever I wanted. Well, that wasn't the case. Yeah. Everybody's there's a lot of creative forces and everybody wants to put their signature on stuff. So I wish I would have went into it with an idea of like, what my thoughts were in regards to like, hey, this is what I want it to be, but they were altering it in a way, and thank God we all got together and realized we all had good
And
ideas.
what do you think is the most valuable item you found?
Motorcycles. Oh, man. I own like 200 motorcycles. Yeah, and I mean I've got them anywhere from like 1902 to 1960s, But the stuff I love the most is like right when they were creating the motorcycle, because that industry came from the bicycle industry. All of a sudden they were taking engines and slapping them on bicycles, and then there were so many things that evolved in a very short amount of time because as soon as they put an engine on something, then they want to race it. So it was just a neat time in America that will never come again because there was so much innovation in the motorcycle industry.
Out of everywhere in the United States, why did you decide to come to Columbia? Or to the Tennessee area up here?
Well, you know what? Tennessee was the closest place that I could drive to where there was a major climate change. So meaning like I could drive 8 hours south from where I was in Iowa and there wasn't really any snow. I mean, we have really, really bad winters. So I know snow is ice and all that stuff. So I was glad to get out of it, when I was traveling, but I was a fan of the music. And I think a lot of people, when they think of Nashville, obviously they think of country music. They don't realize that there's all different types of music. The music industry is here. So I recognized that early on, and and then just the people, man. The people were just very sincere, and they were, you guys hold on to history down here like no other place in this country.
When did you start?
Start what? Television or antique?
Television. I know it's like 13 years ago.
Yeah.
How did you get into it?
Oh my gosh, I bought a camera and I was filming myself. I was filming my friends, like if you and I went out junking together, I'd be filming you and we'd be talking to each other. And, filming's one thing. It took me a while to find somebody to edit it. I found these two young guys that knew nothing about the antique industry. They didn't care about it at all. They were the perfect ones to edit my stuff because I wanted to make something that no one else had seen before. You know what I mean? I didn't want to make, your grandma's favorite antique show. I wanted to make something that was that was more, I guess, inspiring in some ways, more challenging to film, and that was really about travel. It's cool that people can travel through my show, and see different parts of the country.
And that's all for the interview today with
Mike Wolfe.
Bye.
Thank you, Kamaria. And you can see Mike Wolfe in American Pickers on the History Channel and on Saturday nights at 7. Over the break, some of our teachers had time to relax, so let's see what our teachers were up to this fall break.
How was your fall break?
I had a good fall break. It was an interesting fall break.
What are some of the stuff you did? Why was it interesting?
Well, I went to the zoo one day in Nashville, and I was standing in front of the gorilla cage, and it was just, I was the only one there. It was a weekday, and I was watching the gorilla, and he just slipped through the bars, and he just stepped down onto the walkway, and then he looked at me, and he went, shh. And so I didn't know what to do, and then he just walked away, went around the corner.
Did you run? Did you just stand there and look?
No, and I thought maybe I should tell the people here, but he had shushed me, and so I was a little bit concerned. But anyway, I didn't tell. I did tell them. I finally said, "Well, I need to tell them," and they said, "Thank you." And so I went home, and that night, I think this was Wednesday night, there was a knock on my door, real loud knocking, probably about midnight. And I went and I looked out through the people, and there was that gorilla standing there in the moonlight.
All right, Mr. James.
Mr. James.
How was your fall break?
It was straight. It was straight. I really enjoyed it and giving me enough time to reset my mind and everything, get me ready, give me new energy to bring the teacher. I bring the funk.
Yeah.
So I'm breaking.
What's something you did over the break?
What is something I did over the break? I actually chopped the tree down. Interested enough, you don't get too many times. This tree was getting on my nerves, and I decided I just went out there and started hacking, and I just did it, took some pain and anger off on it.
All right, Ms. Davis, how was your spring break?
It was good. It was really good.
What is some stuff you did over the spring break?
Absolutely nothing, and that's why it was wonderful.
So you just sat in bed all day?
Pretty much.
All right, Ms. Staggs, how was your fall break?
My fall break was awesome. I went to the beach and laid out on the beach every day and just relaxed.
What beach did you go to?
Panama City.
You ain't drowned? Ain't it water all over there?
No, it's good. Panama City.
All right, Coach Chicken, how was your fall break?
It's pretty good. Didn't go anywhere. Stayed at home.
Sat in the bed all day?
Didn't stay in bed all day. I just didn't. My best vacation is staying home, not going anywhere.
Just being at the comfort of your own house.
Using my own bathroom, sitting on my own couch, watching my own TV. That's the best vacation. Absolutely.
That was all?
Well, I didn't answer the door, so I don't know what ultimately became of him. But it was an unusual situation.
Just gonna break the door down. That's what
Fortunately, he left. But I did look out the window later. I heard some noise, and I saw him. He was trying to get into my neighbor's upstairs window.
Oh, you didn't tell your neighbor? You just didn't go in?
I just went on back to sleep.
Well, that sounds like fun. And finally, Ms. Smith has reopened the Lion's Den in the front hall.
Hey Lion Nation, I'm Lily Smith here with Miss Smith talking about the new school store. Miss Smith, tell us a little bit about the Lion's Den.
Well, we're really excited to reopen our Lion's Den School Spirit Store with a whole new brand and a whole new look. We are open before school. We open about 7:15 and we're open all the way through lunch, Monday through Friday. We have sweatshirts for $25. We've got our long sleeve tees for $15. Dry fit for $20. So our price points are definitely more consumer friendly. We want you to come in. Everything we do here, all of our shirts are made by our students. So that's kind of exciting for them to see their product and see the process of business happening here at Central. One of the big things that we want to make sure that we do here is honor the legacy of Lion Nation and of Central High School. That's why we came up with the name The Lion's Den, and we actually have a vintage banner from the old Lion's Den Gymnasium as our signage in the hallway. So we'd love for you to come out and see us. We do have snacks as well, and we will have our big grand opening next week on Wednesday, the 19th.
Thank you. We'll definitely come check it out.
Great.
And you can visit the Lion's Den 1st through 5th periods every day. Thanks for watching Pride TV and have a great weekend.